Today the title of the lesson sounds with additional connotations that I don't think that the author intended. Comrades in arms. Let's start with a disclaimer that we are not talking about any armed religious group. The war that we are looking at is between Satan and God, and more particularly our focus is on our planet, our engagement in the rebellion, and the stakes of our redemption.
Like in every battle, we have our allies, our friends. We look for those who can stand on our side first and foremost. Jesus searched for men who can fight for his cause.
And this is the big point here. We are not self-sustained. We are either on the side of God or against him. What we do or don't do, how we live, this is how we participate in this challenge.
And human beings have already declared that we are on the enemy's side of the battle since Adam and Eve rebelled. Now, Jesus invites with simple words but with authority Peter and some others to follow him and represent him in the community. Looking in the eyes of Jesus, Peter sees himself as unworthy fit. We are what we are. It is so obvious. But how and why Jesus sees us somewhat different?
When we have such encounter with Jesus like Peter did, when we realize that we are in divine presence, we suddenly become aware of our insufficiency, of our sinfulness. It's a dramatic point, and some of us will decide that they want more, that they have found the answer of their thirst. And some of us will decide that it's not for them.
So Jesus saw potential in people, but he saw it in the process of Peter and the disciples spending time with him. There is no victory or human potential to be even considered separated from Jesus and what he can do with us.
The joy of the liberation of the chains of our sinfulness is not to be hidden or kept in secret, it's to be shared. But even this we don't know how to do on our own. We are abusing and distorting the good news. We are finding ways to make it about us, to create our own rules and demands, to create our own religion. This is a crucial moment here, a point in the lesson. We need to spend time with him. This is how trust is built, and this is how we are going to grow in understanding. We will have our storms, but are we confident about who is in charge? Who can this be that even the wind and the sea obey him? The disciples asked. And how come that he, who controls all powers in the universe, is so delicate and concerned about my choices and my will?
The part of the lesson for Wednesday reveals how much disconnected we are from what Jesus is trying to achieve here on earth. It is ironic because Jesus came as sacrifice to reveal who is the greatest. After all, this is what the battle is all about. Remember Lucifer. The disciples were still blinded and confused. They desired and they wanted exactly what they were battling against. So do I really see who is the greatest and have peace in my heart with that?
Again, this is why we need to spend more time with him. The word comrade has been badly abused by communism, and for many of us it still brings memory from these times. But it's so rich in meaning. In this war, we are going through it together. We are comrades, family, friends, and the greatest is the one who loves the most.
And Jesus had compassion and tolerance toward his followers. He never approached them with cold and rigid words, especially when they were losing grip of him. On the way to Emmaus, he joins gently a painfully sad conversation and leads them out of desperation, talking about comrades in arms.
The key point here is the Bible, the Word. The two followers of Jesus told that they have understood the scriptures, the prophecies. But Jesus led them through it again, helping them grow in understanding. May we keep our mind and hearts open for such growth at all times.
And Jesus found his followers in this great controversy. But this was just the beginning of a loud explosion in the early church that follows next week.